All right, let's get started. Welcome. We've got Socks here. Oh, she gave out a little meow. I don't know if you heard that. Do you want to say hi, Socks? You're like, no, not really. It's a bit cold. I'm just going to stay in bed. For a couple of treats. There we go. Anyway, welcome. I hope everyone's going well today. Oh, yeah, you want treats too, mate. Sorry, mate. Today we're going to fix a couple more bugs, very quick ones. So we've got to... I want to fix this permission set attribute for tags. So I've just realized I haven't actually started up anything because I was reading bugs. All right. Here sucks. Where are you gonna sit, Socks? Are you attacking the camera, Socks? Alright, so getting that up and running, getting debug up and running. Let's open up our local host. Okay, so at the moment, we've got tags which are in here, which and one of the things which I kind of don't want to put is these tags being... I've got to think about this. I've also got to improve the UI experience with this because at the moment I don't think you can delete tags and stuff like that. I don't have to delete on the tags themselves. Just a regular user can't edit any of this, and you might have, for example, a team leader who will need to essentially edit that. And one way we could do is we can add in a new menu item for those who have permissions for these to essentially find their way to this particular edit screen. So yeah, but first we need to put in the permissions. So if we actually go, let's go permission sets, just opening it up. So let's just go full permission. Right, so this person just has full permission apart from the administration permissions. So you've got bug permission, you've got customers and organizations, you've got object permission, and you've got extra permissions. And in this sort of case, it doesn't really fit under a lot of those. The closest it'll fit to is like bug permissions. I can rename this to I don't know. I don't even know what to label it as. But we can call this a different sort of permission set, and then configure bug clients in here, and then configure tags down here. At the moment, I also don't have the ability for people to easily access setting up the bug permissions and so forth like that. Not even the administrator at the moment has that. That's a functionality that I've got to actually spend some time working on. However, it's kind of blocked by the fact that I want to also implement single sign-on. So sign-ons from Bitbucket and all that kind of other stuff. So that way a user could import different bugs from different systems and so forth like that. So it's going to be hindered by that for the moment. Which is annoying because it's nice actually putting bugs up against certain things. So I could put it up here, but I could call it MISC permissions, and I could put it at the bottom. that will actually work. Permissions down at the bottom. All right, and then instead of having this administration stuff in here, I don't want to have too much up here though. We want new object, we want find objects. We could have misc. Definitely not under. We could have. Yeah, this is where it gets really, really tricky. Is finding out and deciding exactly where we want these to actually live. So yeah, the tags. We kind of want to move it out of the administration section. And another thing is, I mean, the administration drop-down shouldn't be used as much. So, for example, a lot of this you only use when you're actually setting up the stuff. Otherwise, you'll be using these drop-downs like there's no tomorrow. So another thing I could potentially do is move it over here. And have administration over here and properties. So, or attributes. Object attributes. Or I could put in list object attributes in here or something like that, and just state that these search tags and bugs and so forth like that are attributes to an object. However, I think that will just confuse new people. Whereas properties kind of make some sense. We'll have a play around with it, and we might start a poll. All right. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by the cube. I should put this down. Just give me a couple of minutes. Actually, it won't take long. I've just finished it. All right, cool. We're gonna have to put that over there. So stop fiddling. So yeah, I reckon administration should belong over under user and only appear when required. All right, so let's bootstrap. Another thing which I should be doing is updating Bootstrap. I think I want to be using the latest version of Bootstrap, so I'm just going to do a naughty thing. I am going to minimize everything. I want to PyTest cache. I want to right-hand click on the node modules. I'm just deleting them all. Move to trash. And I want to open up package JSON. I want to find bootstrap. All right, and another thing which I want to do is 5 point. Now, what's the version? 5.3. This is npm JS. We'll just quickly look that up. Oh. So I'm just double checking that the volume of the music is fine. I keep forgetting to actually double check that. So Bootstrap. And we want to go to versions. So we've got 5.3. Now that's saying alpha. All right, let's go download, compile, bootstrap to the nvn. Yeah, so they're using alpha. I don't want to use alpha at the moment, not for the 0.30 branch. So 5.2.3. out. Yep, 5.2.3. Yep, Bootstrap. Just double checking everything. You can manually load Bootstrap plugins by individually. Yep, alright, cool, yep. Alright. Cool, I'm happy. And let's go into navbar. Alright, so what we want to do is we've got a drop down, but I do like having the lines split up. Yes. And that's something I don't need to do there or there. But actually, no, I could do it here. I can have new customer, organization, align, project task, request for change required, and I can split that up even better. So for this bug, we are fixing a few other things at the same time. So what I want to do is remove package log. I also want to update most of this. npm audit. Npm install. Getting distracted from what I initially want to do, but I'm finding little quick fixes today, so we might as well just continue with the little tiny quick fixes. Sites near beach, npm install. I'm not going to wait. All right, so let's have a look at the examples. So we've got a line implemented here. We might as well copy something like that. That would be helpful to split up objects and so forth like that. Another thing is image. All right. I want to see if there's something where we can hover over it and it does something else. Or changing that from user to something else, because we're going to put more information in here. No, we don't need color schemes. Link. We off canvas never. Ooh, I like that. And hello, how are you, Aspil? And yes, yeah, she's just having a little nap. It's a bit cold here, so she's all cuddled up in her bed. I hope you're going well. Today we are, yes, she is actually really, really tiny. So I actually got her as an adult. She was about just over 1 year old when I first got her. But she had already had they think had 2 litters. So she is actually a really small cat. Now, what I'm doing today is I did start with one bug. So one bug I want to do is move this somewhere different and actually start having permissions around it. So this is not the permission. This is definitely not the permissions. Search tag. I closed the permission set. Oh, I've stopped running the server. So yeah, I'm just having a look at all the different nav bars now, and I got distracted. And I'm like, I can improve these nav bars tenfold. Get little socks on the screen. So we're just going through. One thing which I did point out, I was like, oh, I could do something like this, and then have drop downs like this in there. So that way a person could go in here, and then you still have a normal nav bar, and yeah. So I'm still figuring things out, how I want it. The dark nav bar. So I kind of want to have it so that there's not too many items up here. But if I actually get rid of this and just have a simple bar and then move it all into a off bar, like so, and then have a simple sort of actions like that, I don't know if that will be better. So, yeah, we're just going to figure it out today. We can have a play around and all that kind of stuff. So we do have quite a lot of objects in here. One other thing which I want, what kind of app am I building? I'm building Nearbeach, which is an open source project management system. So you can store organization customers in it. You can create Kanban boards, projects, tasks, and gather any requirements or requirement items from your clientele. And to top it off, it's got what's called a request for change system built in it, so which deals with the deployment of stuff. When I say deployment, it's a sort of task tracking sort of thing. This person's going to do this at this particular time, and we're going to back up the database, and we're going to notify this and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. It's currently in alpha. It's built using Django for the back end and VueJS as the front end. So, yes, I do actually have it on GitHub. So yeah, there's a lot of improvements that I need to actually do with it. So UI UX is my most weakest sort of skill, if you can't tell. So I'm all ears for stuff like that. So yeah, and so just playing around with this at the moment. And then have a drop down, and then I might not do something as complicated as this at the moment. Oh, no, but so I started off with something like this, and built upon it. Scrolling. Alright. So I don't think I can have the ability where I've got a drop down and then something pops out over here, which is a bit of a pity. But that's fine. However, that being said, I think on mobile phone, so I'm gonna boot the server back up. Problem is none of the JavaScript or anything has been built, so npm audit first. Good. npm run watch. Okay. Now that this has been watched, let's just refresh this. Let's just go into mobile mode. So the one thing with the menu at the moment, it does this, and I'm wondering if a full screen solution will be best. And we've already doing that side nav bar here, and type of scenario. Yeah, I've got to figure this out. This is just gonna grab that. View with Z index. Yep. What if I do height is 100 view height? Now, is this flexed? Flex direction is column. Yep. I didn't want that. Flow shrink wrap. No. Vue's actually, I do enjoy Vue. So I do enjoy most of the newer sort of JavaScript frameworks. I've used Angular and I've enjoyed it. I've used React and I'm still wrapping my head around it properly. But yeah, I really enjoy Vue. I find it quite simple. My recommendation is if you're starting to use quite a lot of components and you need to share data from one component to another, invest the time in state management. So I'm using Vuex for my state management. I do believe there are other state management libraries out there. Feel free to use whatever one makes sense to you. Yeah, that would be my only recommendation with it. All right, so let's do something simple. Because another thing which I've got to do too is implement the bugs. Connecting to a new bug. Sorry, a new bug tracker and all that kind of fun stuff. So I've only got Bugzilla as the bug tracker at the moment that can connect to this. I do want to actually connect GitHub, Jira, GitLab, Mantis, UTrack, and all that kind of stuff. So it's one of those things I've got to do eventually. All right, socks in your bed. Yes, in your bed. Yeah. Really? Oh, alright. You want pets. Alright, so, sorry, I'm just trying to figure in my brain where can I put this stuff. I really should just, instead of focusing on the UI element at the moment, let's focus on the permission stuff. So we'll go into here. Cannot edit the, that's fine. We're actually not going to edit this one whatsoever. What we're going to do is move stuff around. Socks is just headbutting the camera. I got into my first framework about 2-3 weeks ago. I'm liking it so far. Next.js, by the way. Oh, fair enough. Yes, that is good that you're enjoying it. So yeah. I'm assuming you're building little tiny small stuff and being like, yeah. I've got to learn the .NET MVC sort of framework for work because that's what we currently use mostly. So I've got to start building some little tiny small stuff. Oh, she knocked the camera completely away. All right. Sweetie. All right, so what I'm going to do here is have misc permissions, and I'm going to move that all the way down to the bottom. It's going to have the bugs in there too, and then it's going to have configure the bugs. So we still want full permissions. We still want them to add and edit. We still want edit only, and we still want read only. So yeah, we'll still have that sort of same structure there. So NearBeach has a weird custom sort of permission sort of thing. So it's built on groups and it's built on essentially numbers. So the maximum number you have, the more permission you've got. So what we want to do is we want to first enable that at the database level. So if we have a look, I don't think I'm using rating score anymore. Discount choice. I've got to remove that too. My friend hypes up Django a lot. How is it? It's pretty good. So I've used a couple of MVCs before. So like I said, I've got to learn .NET's version. But I've also used Laravel, which is PHP's MVC type of version. I like to state Django is the automatic car, Laravel is the manual car. I find Django very easy to use. I also found Laravel very easy to use. So yeah, I highly recommend it. It is a batteries included framework, so it can be a bit heavy. So if you need something that isn't as, like it doesn't have as much stuff in it, there is Flask, which is a lot smaller. I've had a friend, I haven't used this, but I've got a friend who has used it and he's really enjoyed it. So I recommend it on behalf of him because he enjoyed it. But otherwise, Django's pretty good. The one reason why I picked Django was because I looked up Python web framework and it came up at the top of the list like right now. And from there, I was able to, when you click on getting started, I clicked on the tutorial. I think it was 15-20 minutes or whatever. I built my own sort of small little app that they go through here. And essentially I was like, great, I'm gonna build my own website with this. So man, highly recommend giving the tutorial a little shot. You never know where it leads. Okay, so what we want is, I'm going to have a look here. So, components, there we go. So we've got permission information. So, and there's single property. All right, cool. So permission information is the, no, first we've got to do the model. So just going through all this, there's the permission levels. All right, some of these I've got to actually remove, like page layout isn't needed. Notification location, don't think it's needed. That's definitely needed. That's definitely needed. That's definitely needed. That's definitely needed. Discount choice isn't. So I've got to go through one day and find them all. All right, in here, what we want is permission. So we've got group permission. It's not quite what we want. Object assignment. We want permission set. All right, there it is. He showed me, and it just looks like Next.js with more complicated syntax. Oh, fair enough. You'll find the more languages you learn, the simpler it is to actually understand new language. But the problem is you do get mixed up with the syntax. There will be times where I might do something in Python and put a semicolon at the end. That is because I've been using JavaScript all day, and that is by natural habit. So yeah, you'll find the good news is learning multiple languages, a lot of that information is transferable knowledge. So I learned Django as my first MVC. A lot of this knowledge or the ideas were transferred into Laravel. And from that, also quite a lot of those ideas are transferred into the .NET's MVC. There's still stuff you need to learn for that language specific stuff. So for example, I don't know any of the middle workers for, or how they properly work or how to set them up in .NET. But that's something I've got to learn. And I'm pretty sure when I learned that, some of that knowledge will transfer over back into Django, and I might be like, is there middle workers in Django? Can I actually do stuff like this and that? All right, so we got the administration permissions, we've got the bug client right here. It doesn't matter too much where we put this. So I'm gonna put this at the bottom. Socks, thank you. So I'm just gonna put tag equals models dot integer field. And then what we want choices, and we want the choices to be permission level, and default is going to be 0. All right. Socks does want attention. There you go, Socks. All right, to explain what's actually happening here, I'm creating a new field called tag under the permission set table. So by default, the permission for a user for a tag is going to be 0, unless you're admin, in which case it will be 4. So that permission level, those are the tuple. It's not really showing what it is here. So literal 0 is literal no permission. Literal 1 is literal read only. Literal 2 is literal edit and all that kind of stuff. So those are the only sort of choices you can pick. So once that is done, so that's in there, so we're happy. We're going to go over here. We are going to realize that we compiled with errors, but I will fix that up in a minute. Oh, socks. There we go. Sorry, getting distracted. She's attacking stream. All right, Socks, come here. Go on, cuddles. All right. There goes Socks. She's like, no, false cuddles. All right, so right now what we've got to do is we've got to create the migration files. And this is where I like to say that Django's quite automatic compared to a lot of things. So first off, we've got to go to sites near beach. Because we're using a Python project, we want to actually use our virtual environment. So we just bring that in. And then what we want to do, Python 3, manage, make migrations. And what that will do is that will make a migration file, which you don't really need to worry about too much. So I'll make this migration file where it's like, all right, we're adding a field to the model permission set with the name called tag. The field, the model's going to be of choices of those with the default equals 0. How long have I been programming for? Quite some time. As a web developer, I would be, I think, 7 years now. But before then, I was doing other things. So I learned programming when I was doing maths. So we learned how to program in C, MATLAB, and all that kind of fun stuff. From there, I got hired and I started building some databases. Then I became what's called a data scientist nowadays. So a lot of SQL, a lot of Excel, a lot of Python. Then I landed in IT where I automated my job using Python. Hated it, would not recommend going into IT. And then I made the jump into web development. So I studied up for quite some time after work and so forth like that, and then I jumped into it. A lot of my sort of JavaScript knowledge comes from C. Talking about transferable skills, a lot of my knowledge comes from C. Django, because I knew Python, picking up Django was pretty easy. From there, I was able to have transferable knowledge into Laravel. I had played around with WordPress and system administration for, at that time, 10 years already. So I knew how to deploy WordPress sites and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I've got a weird background. Anyway, so to deploy this, what we're doing is we're going to run Python 3 manage migrate. So that's just telling Python, hey, that change, can we make it to the table? I'm sorry, I should have actually shown you a before and after for this, but we'll open up our B Studio. And then what we want to do is down in permission sets, if we just view this data and we go across, we'll see that we've got now tag in there. So now we can actually edit that data and so forth like that. I will be, because 0.30 is actually going to be a break and change version, I will be flat packing all these migrations a bit later. Not today, of course. And then I've got to initialize the data properly in here. So permission sets will actually no, it's done at the login level. Yes. Sorry, I just got to fix one little tiny thing. So first time when a user logs in, it checks to see if there's any permission sets created. If not, it automatically creates one and assigns it to the administration user. I see. I'm fairly new to web dev compared to you then. I've only been studying for almost 2 years. Oh, fair enough. It just, my recommendation, build stuff. Another recommendation is, so for example, what is the Stripe? Another recommendation is, if you come in here and you're like, oh, I wonder how they do that, you can easily just right-hand click, inspect. You can just be like, oh, okay, so they're using a canvas and they're doing it like this, and the opacity is 1. What if I change that? What actually happens? And so forth like that. So yeah, just play around with stuff. Build little tiny things. Like, you don't need to always build a big website. Sometimes you might build a small component. So you might be like, one day be like, I just want to do a hero. So just this section up here, I want to just build that. And then later you might be like, all right, how did they do this? And then you're like, all right, cool, I'm going to build something like this. And you just split it up into smaller and smaller components. Yeah, all right, cool, yeah, you're on it. Yeah. Building a lot of projects, yes. But also remember to look back at old projects and be like, all right, I made a mistake here. How will I do this more efficiently this time? So yeah, just trying to get that self-improvement loop. Near Beach once started out as a, it was mostly just Django. And then if you ever come into here, you'll see this old develop archive 0.26.2. Near Beach was essentially, I kept trying to build components for it and stuff like that, and it became too big and too buggy. And so I decided to, back in August 2020, to delete 95% of my code. And I went back and made so many improvements since then. Now 0.30 is the next big sort of release where I'm going to make even more improvements. I've currently got 35 issues which I'm trying to fix. So yeah, I'm always improving. All right, so now that we've made that in the back end, let's, I think it's authentication views, check first time login. So we've got a quick check first time login, if not permission objects all. So it checks to see if there's any permission objects, and then it just creates it. So what we want to do is we want to put in tag equals 4 in here, and we're done. I'm always starting new projects from scratch because I learned something new and feel like my old projects are now outdated. Ah, fair enough. Yes, that is a highly yes, I know that feeling. Yeah, like I've rebuilt the Near Beach site, so the nearbeach.org site. I've rebuilt multiple times. Like I've used WordPress, Ruby on Rails. It's now on Embraco. I had it as static sites at one particular point and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I fully understand. Know the best habit? Yes. The good time to actually rebuild a site is when the technical debt becomes too great that it literally slows down the development cycle. Yeah, it definitely does. Especially if you're doing something very, very small and quick. That way you have a quick turnaround time and you're like, all right, cool, I've done that. And then you do the next thing and you come back, you learn stuff and you come back to that first one and you're like, all right, cool, I'll redo this and so forth like that. There are times where I've refactored so much of Near Beach, don't you worry. All right, I'm just closing that and closing that. I'm going to keep that one open for the moment. So we want permission sets. So now that we've got this up here, we've got to make sure that first time login users will get the 4 on it, because we don't want administrators not having access. Now we got to edit the front end, so the VueJS stuff. So we're going into source, we're going into JavaScript, we're going into our components, we're going into not administration, permission sets, permissions. Sorry, if you can't read the one on the left, I don't know how to increase the size here. I do want to actually increase it eventually. All right, so what we want to do is we want to edit new permission sets and we want to edit permission information. So we've got basic information, we've got administration permissions, yep, and then we've got our bugs. So, don't think, I'm on a Mac though. That's the problem. And, oh god, I just up, all right. Just made everything really big. No problem. Just give me 2 seconds. Setting profiles. It should be 26. Yeah. All right. I think it's just enlarged the windows, not just the font there. Yeah, I think it's just enlarged the whole window, not the font. I was hoping to get the font large. It's one of those things I'll figure out eventually. So what we want to do is we want to cut this out. I'm scrolling down. I'm going to put it after extra permissions. Now, will I need the HR? Yes, I will. But I'll need it there. And then I just need to delete 2 of those, hit save. So what we'll do is we'll wait a couple of seconds, we'll hit reload. And the bug permissions will be down at the bottom now. So instead of bugs, I want to put in MISC. And then I want to put in MISC permissions. So single permission property. All right, sweet. So I'm just looking at how I set this up. So it's all on the single permission property. So with modern frameworks and all that kind of stuff, what you want to do is build the smallest component possible and then you reuse that component, so forth like that. There is a fine line between being really, really silly and making everything as small as possible and then just having a clutter of components. So in this sort of case, what is actually happening? So let's bring out the Vue components and I'll show you how I've structured this. So the permission information currently is everything green. All right, and then these single permission properties are those tiny little bits of information in there, which always deals with the same logic and so forth like that. So yeah, that's how this is set up at the moment. So it looks like all I need to do is copy this. I need to essentially paste it here. We just need to update this information in here. So instead of bug clients, it'll be tags. I was thinking of starting a project for a movie streaming site. Already found an API for it. All I have to do is implement and build the site. Oh, go for it. And then what we want is, we just want tag model in here. Property value. We want tag model. List of choices, permission level, and then update property value $event. That's just updating. That's just a function. So that's part one of what we need to do. We now need to actually create the tag model. So we just scroll down into the data. Oh. All right, so the pretty functionality has sort of made this go over multiple lines. That's fine. It's not how I like it. So we just create tag model, this dot permissions set results, because that will actually have the data we want, and then fields dot tag. So I like to be consistent when I code, so that's why I kind of know it's going to have that sort of layout. So we've got a permission sets results. So if I go over to VueJS, we'll have permission set results. As you see, it's got nearbeach.permission set as the model, and in the fields, it'll have all the field values, and that correlates to one of these rows in here. Now we've got to be administration permission set. We're going to change that to a 4 straight away, because there will always be a 4. All right. So we should hit reload, and now we've got configured tags, and because it's under administration, it's full permission straight away. It would be a project I could use myself, which is pretty rare. No, all good. I'm assuming you're talking about the site, the movie streaming site. Because yeah, when you actually use the product you are building, it's called dog fooding, or eating your own dog food. So programming eat your own dog food, which is a new term for me. That's right. I'll zoom in so everyone can read. So eating your own dog food, or dog fooding, is the practice of using one's own products or services. This can be a way for an organization to test its product and real-world usage against product management techniques. Hence, dog fooding can act as quality control and eventually kind of testimonial advertisement. Once in market, dog fooding can demonstrate developers' confidence in their own products, which is actually would be really good. So if you start actually using your own product, you realize that, oh, okay, yeah, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. So Nearbeach itself is dog fooding its own self. So I've actually got the old version of Nearbeach over here. It's so old you actually don't see the versions down here. That's an old bug. I think this is 0.28.6 or 5. So I'll have like new features for Nearbeach. So I quite literally, everything in review and QA is what's being released in 0.30. Everything in progress at the moment is hopefully going to be released soon. So, yeah. Ooh, that would be nice. Add in cards, labels, and tags. Which is why I need to actually add in the ability for people, normal everyday people, to edit tags and so forth like that. Oh yeah, yep. So that is done by VueDraggable. So So I used this particular library, which is built on top of another library. Okay. To be specific, sorry, I should be very, very specific. There is a different version for Vue 3. I built something like that myself. Yeah. Is it? It's not this one. But essentially, it's built on top of sortable JS. So yeah, something you can, once again, it's a library, so that way you don't need to program that. However, that being said, you might want to actually program your own draggable functionality to learn how it works in JavaScript. And that is perfectly fine. Doing something like that to learn, 100% fine. I tend to use libraries because A, it means I don't need to support them, and B, it so I can focus directly on Near Beach. Otherwise, I would have created so many different small libraries just to get stuff to work. All right, getting back into this. So permission set, so we've got these down here now. We now need to send the CRUD. So we now need to do the CRUD for this. So if we go back into, oh, we also need to do it in new permission sets. Which doesn't actually have those particular fields in it, so we don't need to do anything for new permission set. So for permission information, we are just going to put it in alphabetical order, essentially. Data to send.set a tag, and then this.tag model. Alright, so I should explain what's happening here. Save changes is a function, so when you click on that, or method, when you click on that button that saves, it will go in here. We're using Axios. First off, we want to create some form data, and we're just going data to set, and then we're essentially setting this information. So if we were to, we can't do it for this one, but if we got out and went add and edit, scroll down, change that to add and edit, and hit permission save. If we actually go over to the network tab, we'll have permission set information 3 save. We've got the request, and as you see, we've got the permission set name, and all that kind of detail in there. So tag and 3. I'm one of those people who rather build something myself than use a ready library. Fair enough. Fair enough. It is a very good learning experience. And it'll also help if, for example, you do find a library that you want to contribute to, that you have that sort of knowledge. All right, so we've just sent that to the back end. It won't work at the moment because we've not done anything in the back end. This automatically falls back to, learning is a very powerful tool. The configurations tags have gone back to no permission. So what we need to do, so we need to actually edit that. So let's go into our permission set views, and in here we will have a it's not permission set information. It's permission set information save. So straight off the bat, what this does is user admin permissions. All right, first off, I can get rid of that comment. Make sure there's nothing changes. All right, so what this does is make sure that we're not modifying the admin. And then what we form. So the form is a simple class, and what will actually happen is we'll get all that data that it's gotten from the post request and put it in the form class. So let's actually go to definition because we'll need to edit this. So it's got in this sort of case, this is going to be really, really easy, and it's done it automatically for us. In this sort of case, the class meta meaning, hey, this is actually going to be the permission set model. You just need to exclude these two columns. In other cases, you'll need to actually set up some stuff in there to tell it, hey, this is what I'm expecting, and so forth like that. But in this sort of case, that's already done. The next step is it makes sure that the form is valid. If it isn't, it will actually escape. We don't need print errors in there. And then what it does from here is we get our permission set and we just pretty much update it. So update permission set dot tag equals form dot cleaned data, and we're getting the clean data tagged. So that clean data function will actually get that little number 3, make sure it's cleaned. So make sure that no one's doing anything dodgy when they're sending stuff into the back end. And then it's saving it. And that's all we need to do here. So if we actually edit this now, add an edit, save permission set, hit reload, we'll actually see add an edit is now there. So now that we've actually done that, what we're going to do is currently tags are stored under the functionality. This will most likely be moved from here, as normal users might need to organize and edit CRUD tags on a daily basis. The one thing I hate about programming streams is that as the viewer, whenever I type in the chat, I feel like I'm breaking the streamer's focus. Don't worry, I get distracted all the time. I'm literally throwing a tail at the moment. It's a cat toy. I get distracted all the time. Don't you worry about it. I've got a Rubik's Cube here, which, you know, you'll hear constantly as I'm thinking about something. I also do need to think of a better UI for the end user. That is something that I've got to do. At the moment, this particular bug is kind of fixed. I'm going to be ready for retesting this. I will actually key in another issue though that is somewhat related, but what we want with issues is we want the issues to be directly specific. You can have multiple, you can have an issue that's a little too vague. It causes problems down the line. So anyway, I am going to be right back. I just need to go to the bathroom very quickly. I will be about 30 seconds. I will put socks on the screen. There we go. And I'll even give treats. All right, I'm back. Socks is keeping you company. Yeah, she'll do that. All right, I'll put it back on. There we go. Okay, so the specific issue we have is a non-administration user can't edit the tags available. All right, so we're using the method expected results and actual results. Method 1, a non-administration user logs into the beach. 2, they navigate the menu to try and find where to edit the tags. So expected results, user is able to In this sort of case, this is attributes. So we've got to think users able to navigate the menu to find the location where they can edit tags. Actual results. There are no non-admin menu items to do this. Cool. The idea of this is to be very specific with the bug. So notes. Current options for the menu could be, we're just going to be like, find objects, tags, list tags. Properties, tags. Yeah. If I think of more, I'll add them in. All right. So this is of a. Oh, it's gonna be. It is a bit of a major one. No. Yeah. We'll go normal. We'll assign it to me. We'll go submitted subsystem, or this is going to be near beach misc. And we're going to go create. All right. Now, what I want to do is I want to send this back upstream because we've actually fixed that issue. So we want to go in here, get status. Now the problem is we've got all of that. Oh, 2 errors. Why? Okay, get status. All right, so I'm doing a little cheat here because the one problem here is the static directory will have a lot of information in it, which I don't want to send up into my Git at the moment. So I'm going to remove near beach static, and then I'm going to git checkout near beach static. So what that does is it just removes all the static files from the Git. We will be pushing up a compiled version of those static files a bit later, but they'll be compiled into a production version, so they're not so large. At the moment, it's like 16 to 20 megabytes of data, which constantly changes with each of these bug fixes, so not doing it just yet. So what we want to do is we definitely want to add the models. Definitely want to add authentication. You know what? Auth views. We definitely want to do permission set views. The package locks has been updated, and so is the package and the permission information. And there is a yeah, cool. So git add, git commit, bug fix. And what I want to do is I want to copy this, and that just gives us a overview of what bug we fixed, and then we git push. So this particular one, oh, I've just copied the wrong freaking thing. I was meant to actually copy that one. All right, let's figure out if I can git redo commit message. All right, so I'm just going to do one little tiny thing. All right, sorry, the dry will keep going and beeping. Okay, git commit amend. All right. Oh god, that's a scary feature. All right. In this sort of case, what we want to do, delete this, bug fix, and then we want to. Actually, I think I've got the right thing. Near beach 968. Yep. Write and quit, and then git push. Everything up to date. Please supply the message. Wait, waiting for the error. There's a problem with the editor VI. Amend. Bug fix, and then paste it in, and then git push. Rejected, failed to push some refs. Updates were rejected because the tip of your current branch is behind it. Git pull. What the? All right. Let's see what that looks like on GitHub. Oof, we've passed the 2,500 commits. All right. Okay, that looks weird. But that's fine. Changing the message of a commit that you've already pushed. Oh, I should have done this. Oops. All right. Git push remote branch force or all right. I'm quite lazy with the commits. Oh, yeah. I am at times too. Something that actually does help, and you'll literally be like, yeah, I'm glad I did that. A lot of the times you just copy sort of the, let's say you're using Jira, you copy the Jira number, you're using, let's say other software, you copy that ID number and so forth like that. In Nearbeach, you might go pro1 for project, task1 for task, and so forth like that. The best thing is when someone's like, all right, we made a change, we need to find any commits that are related to these changes, you just search for that. Saves so much time. Which is why I spent a little time fixing it up. Okay, this is ready for retesting. Let's, we don't need to do that at the moment, but I do kind of want to redo this a little. And then I put out a new command, newest version. I tend to do the opposite. I used to do that. And then the problem is usually when you're like looking to here and stuff like that, you'll be like, oh, that's a merge request, that's a bump, merge request, another bump, fits merging issues, final updates for Nearbeach, merge brand. All right, cool. That's restoration of the, that. These are probably really terrible to look at because it's at the end of this particular branch's cycle before release. Move the user list from Campbell cards away from the component info and all that kind of stuff. So the idea is you try and read this as best as possible, and you'll notice that like I do multiple commits a day, each for a small, either one bug fix or a small little implementation and so forth like that. Now that being said, if you're implementing a feature that does require a lot of work, then that could be fine. All All right, I'm just wondering if I should move new organization and customer up at the top and split that out. And then put in everything like that, and then request a change at the bottom. Let's do that. Let's fix up the menu slightly. So we've got a drop-down link, but that doesn't have the. All right, sorry, I'm just trying to find it. Drop-down link. There we go, and we want something else in here. There it is there. So we just need a drop-down divider. Oh, that's pretty simple to do. So let's edit that. So one little thing is, I did state before that Django is the back end and Vue.js is the front end. I should have been more specific. Django is actually acting like a hybrid. It will do partial template rendering. So if we actually right-hand click on this, we've got a lot of objects on here. If we actually view the page source, view the page source, you'll notice that it will render all of this. So render the menu, but when it comes down to here, so this is the main app itself, it'll actually just render the components that I want to render on the particular app and so forth like that. So I'm using a hybrid system. Eventually I will move it out so that the front end only deploys one page, and then the Vue.js will handle all the routes and all this and all that type of stuff, and Django will then mostly be just an API. But at the moment I didn't do it like that just because at the time I needed a lot more Vue knowledge. And it was just simpler to do it like this with the process of actually moving to that in the end. So that will explain the next part, why I'm actually opening up Nearbeach instead, and I'm opening up the templates, opening up Nearbeach once again under the templates, and then there are things called partials, and then we need header. So the header contains all the menu stuff. Also, another thing is it gave me the ability to add in these if statements for the administrator at an easier level to do it. So instead of passing down whether or not a person is a super user into Vue.js at every single sort of node and so forth like that, I would do it up here. So yeah, at the start, it was just to make things easier and get things out the door, with the fact that later on I will be using Vue routes and all that kind of fun stuff to render the proper components on the page. Along with the ability to add in the fact, split up each component into its own little rendered sort of thing and only recall it if it is loading that component onto the page. So what we want to do is we've got menu items, we've got new objects. So we've got new object and then we've got our drop downs in here. So I want to actually add a new line. I want to put in that divider, and I'm just going to give a little visual space in here. Now I'm also going to remove organization, and I'm just going to paste it on top. Gotta go. That's perfectly fine. Fully understandable. Thank you very much for being here. And thank you very much, iHomie Florida, for the follow. And thank you very much for the follow too. So yes, it is greatly appreciated. I do actually have a Discord that I do need to use a lot more. I do apologize. And I also got a YouTube where I will be uploading these videos afterwards. So I've currently got to do about 2 weeks worth of videos. So I will hopefully have time tonight to do them. I don't edit them down too much. I just make sure that I'm not accidentally doing stupid things on them. So. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to group Kanban project request for change. I want to actually take out, and I want to paste it afterwards, like so. And I want to have that divider once again. Thank you very much. It is greatly appreciated. So, yeah. Now, going to the bootstrap, is there a way to have... I don't think I can, but let's just try it out. So, it's a HR. And thank you for being here. It is greatly appreciated. Oh yeah. And Socks is, I think she's napping, or she's just... Oh no, you're awake. Sorry, sweetie. Alright, so we can't do anything with the divider. I was just seeing if we could add in something in here in bold, like a little sub-menu type of thing. So bootstrap navbar sub menu. Drop down button. All right. I mean, we don't want to do that at the moment. That's the drop down. All right. Wonder how far down I can go that, but I won't. Because we don't want to make this complicated for mobile users. We want this to be as simple as possible. In fact, yeah. I'll need someone else to come in and be like, all right, no, this is the best way to do it. Okay, let's not worry. But let's refresh this page. There we go. So we've got new organization, new customer, a Kanban board and all that kind of stuff and so forth. It is a small but simple change. The idea is we want to take tags out of that and we want to put it over here. So we can actually put list tags over here. And then if someone doesn't have permission for list tags, so for example, if we open this up in over here, this user can edit and stuff like that, that's fine. But what if we open it up, let's say a work container, let's go read only. And then what we want to do is search and then tag. Or we don't have the permission set up for this yet. All right, that's another bug. A user without tag permissions can still edit tags. All right, let's be specific. Can they actually? Forbidden. Okay, so they can't edit tags, but they can still view it. And I've spotted another, just a little yeah, I should get that fixed. Okay. Just having a think here how I want to do it, because it is technically searching tags, which we don't want people to not have permissions for it. It's just the editing and adding of it. So by default, everyone should have one. But there might be cases where people don't want them to see their screen whatsoever. So we do want to list the tags here. All right. It's still a bug. So user without tags permission can still search for tags. So method 1, user logs in who does not have tag permission. 2, navigate to the menu, find objects, list tags, expected results, get a 403, actual results, can view the tags, however, can view the search results. All right, sweet. So this will have a normal priority. This is bug. This is submitted. This is going to be assigned to me. This is tags near beach misc. All right, cool. So we've got a new bug in there with now more bugs. We fix one bug, we find 2. Progress. So what we want to do is, first off, we want to start moving this menu around again. So instead of the search tags down here, oops, sorry, Socks, I didn't mean to scare you then. She did a little jump when I hit the D key. We want to paste it over here. We also want to add in, let's just yank 2 of those. I want to paste it after this, and I want to paste it after this. Yeah. So if I hit refresh, we now no longer have anything. Got it there. All right, let's okay, so that's the admin. That's fine. Oh. Oh, this is really stupid of me. Alright, drop-down menu. Drop-down menu. Why is that a div? That should be a unsorted list. Unsorted list. And this should be a list item, where it is also an end list item at the end. Alright, so that's list item. Ooh, I'm just gonna go straight, oh, wrong button. Wrong button again. I'm gonna go Control V, and then change, space, and then list item, and then cut that, and then at the end, just go list item, and then at the end, list item. All right, cool. I don't like how it's auto-completing like this. I've never been a fan of that. All right, so that should be saved. That was a weird reason why I've kept it like that. Bang. So we've got list all, list customers, and list organizations. I really should combine that into one, and that should be list tags. list tags. List tags, sweet. All right. With the admin though, I mean, that makes sense. All those are real permissions. So, yeah. Okay. So, once again, we've made a small change. So we're going to go get status, git add, near beach templates, git commit. What we've done is we've fine-tuned the menu to include HR bars, also bug fix. Because we've actually fixed that other bug. A user without tag permissions, no, not that one. A non-administration user can't edit the tags available. So we've copied this, pasted in here, and we're gonna git push. Okay, easy done, easy done. So this one is now actually ready for retesting. We've just solved a bug. We'll find two more. We'll close this. This one, all right, let's close all. Let's minimize everything. Let's open up near beach. Let's open up the views. Let's open up tag views. So you'll notice up here, there's this check user permission. And the object lookup is tag. Ooh. Have I done this thinking that I will eventually add in tag? Don't know. If I did, pure genius. I don't know. No, I'm just joking. So what this is called a decorator. So these are functions or methods that are run before your function and method. And what you can actually do is you can make it check for, in this specific case, if the user has certain permissions. If not, it escapes out of that particular method before it runs. Another one is login required. This particular one just makes sure that the users log in and redirects to the proper place. This one's just requiring post. So I'm going to go to this particular definition at the moment. So check user permission. We've got it flagged as tag. So what it does is it goes in. The first thing it does is it defaults everything off. Make sure the user isn't a super user. Basic sort of stuff. Default, so use group user, la la la. All right, cool. And then it checks under the object assignment. Now, in this sort of case, we are passing object stuff through. So we are passing in a tag ID. So I'm going to actually see what this does exactly. So I'm going to put a breakpoint. So I'm going to go search tag. I'm going to hit refresh. Doesn't check it. All right, that's fine. In this sort of case, this is delete tag. Where's one where we've got new tag, which requires permission level 3. Just trying to remember who has permission level 3. That would be team member. So team member is blue. So let's add in another tag called feed socks treats. Let's do it red. Let's go save tag. It doesn't work. But what we can do is we can add in our breakpoint again. Now I know it doesn't work because it would have done something. The console didn't come up with anything. here we are, is user, nope. All right, so user group results, yada, yada, yada. So this gets the, if we user group results, all right, so it will get the results of the group user. So what groups the user is in if the quargs is greater than 0. So in this sort of case, it is actually 0. So it skips this whatsoever. So user level is group user results aggregate max permission set for that particular object. And then it gets that data out. So now we can have a look at user level. It is 0. Okay. In this sort of case, this probably isn't going to work. We are probably going to put in a bug. All right. Yes, it is going to raise permission denied. And then it goes to 403 and all that kind of stuff. So if we go over here, we've got a 403. So we're probably going to have a custom one for tag, or I don't know if we could hijack something else. But this is the bug. This is actually a major issue now. Users with add and edit permission cannot add or edit tags. So method 1 log in as a team leader who has the ability to add or edit tags. Navigate the menu, find objects, list tags, create a new tag or edit an existing tag. Expected results, users can edit / add tags. Actual results, get a 403. Get a 403. If we go to the definition into here, it skips all of this. So object lookup, quargs. Oh, this is with new, but can we edit? Sorry, I forgot which, so I'm going to close any ones I don't need at the moment. Navbar, I'm going to leave that one open just for a little bit. So I'm going to just reload, beta release. I'm just going to hit save. Because we want to be specific if, yeah, they can't edit either. Get a 403. Quargs is going to be 0. Let's just hit save again. Sorry, I just want to see what the quargs. So quargs. No, all right, cool. No, all good. Might need a custom decorator for tag permissions, which might be a lot simpler than what I've actually got there. It might just be like, all right, grab all the group objects and just grab the maximum sort of stuff. In this sort of case, so the user group results are passed down here. So user group results aggregate the permission set object lookup replace ID. Object lookup replace ID max. I'm just gonna, something's telling me this should have worked. But we're gonna lodge this bug ticket anyway, because we're spending time investigating it. This is actually critical. This is a bug. This is submitted. This is assigned to me. This is MISC. And then create. All right. Going back over here, let's just hit the save tag. So user group results. That should be, in theory, ID 2. So what I'm actually going to do is let's step through this. So I'm going to make this really, really big. I'm going to put it there. I am going to bring up a new shell. Red Sands. Yeah. All right. I'm going to bring up chat. So this is a little secret right now. This is, here's chat. And then I sneak it in here. And then what I do is I just zoom it back like this. There you go. My little secret trick. So source, we want the source of our, like so. And then what we want is Python 3 manage shell. Then from near beach.models import. Yep. So we're just importing all our models from near beach. Then we know the request user is going to be 2, so we're just going to go UGR as in user group results equals user group dot objects. Now, do I have it as a filter? Yes, I do. Objects dot filter is deleted equals false, and user, I do believe it is username equals, now I think 2 will work. UGR. So we've currently got 4. No, sorry, we've got a query set with 1 result in it. So if we go UGR 0, we'll come up with that. And then what we can actually do is dot and then go group name. No, group. And it's a QA team. And then yeah, so from there, we've got user group results, aggregate, and then permission set. It should be, so user group results 0 dot turn yes, all right. We need the proper permission set from here. Get the permission values. All right. This way. Permission set underscore tag. Okay, no, that's not it. UGR 0 dot permission set. So we have full permission. Underscore tag ID. No, we don't have. Sorry, what's actually happening here, because this is ORM, we've got a permission set on the group, the user group table. So that's a field. And then what we are doing is underscore to be like, hey, this is actually a foreign key. We want the information that in the foreign table. So let's have a look over here. Let's see if there's other stuff. Let's go customer. So instead of tag, customer. So this is annoying. I can't get to customer. All right, let's have a look at the model. So we're going into our model. We're searching for a user group. There we go. Permission set. So it is permission set. So now we find this one. We do have customer under there. What if I do that under permission set ID? It doesn't even do that. Okay, I'm gonna add notes to my ticket. So this I need to edit. Edit. So I'm gonna put notes. We have used Python 3 manage.py shell to determine that the particular field user group results dot permission set underscore tag does not exist. Any subfields under the permission set is not working for some strange reason. Well, I was meant to actually yeah. All right, I'm gonna have to come back to that one. I'm gonna have to come back with this one too, because actually no, we could potentially fix that one. So with the tag view, so new tag, save tag, we should have search tag somewhere. So search views. Just scroll it down. Search data, search customer data, search group data, search organization data, search permission set data, search tag. So we don't actually have any decorators added onto this at the moment. I think because of that bug, we're not going to add in any decorators at the moment because that's just going to cause issues. So it will take away all permissions for everyone, which is not what we want, apart from the admin who has that escape. Okay, so a new link to. All right, let's do something simple. Let's I'm just gonna double check one thing. All right, cool. So with the tiny mouse needs to have code sample added. So this is something which I definitely want added into Near Beach. So we just need to add in the plugin code sample everywhere, which hopefully won't take too long. So let's close all this. Let's actually double check I haven't made any changes. Let's go git status. No changes have been made, that's great. And let's add in code sample. So what I want to do is I want to search everywhere and I want tiny editor. So as you see, there's quite a number of editors that we are using. So let's do it on card description first. And then what we're adding in is code sample. Actually, one thing I want to do, because this should all be the same. Let's see how many, there's 19. We don't want static. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I've got 13 already there. So what I'm going to, and thank you very much, Vincy Too Fast. Thank you very much for the follow. Greatly appreciated. What we want to do is we want to do a find and replace. Yeah. Let's replace in files. And then what we want to do is we want to have the exact same thing, but we just want code sample in there. Like so. And we're just going to replace everywhere. Replace. Okay, cool. Now what we want to do is editor. So we want to jump in. And we definitely don't want to do any of that. We want to get rid of that. And we want to just double check that it's done it everywhere. And where it hasn't, we just add it in very quickly. Mind sharing what you're doing? Yeah, certainly. So I'm currently building a project management system called Near Beach. So what it can do is it can grab organization customer information. You can create Kanban boards, projects, requirements, tasks, and you can do a request for change. So yes, at the moment for this specific task, we've got a, we're using Tiny Mouse. And what I want to actually implement is the ability to add code in here. So we're just reading this instruction and, oh, we need to add in the toolbars too. All right. So we need to actually add that in the toolbars. Not a problem. We can go through and add that in very, very quickly. So yes, welcome. I do hope you are enjoying the stream. So at the moment, I'm just making sure. Now there's one that it didn't update. And my mouse is just going weird. So we want to add in the code sample in here. Like so. And what I could potentially do is do another find and replace. So I just don't know these. Replace in files. So replace with that, but and then just replace them all. And I just got to double check everything. So now that I've got the editor, I've now got to have the toolbar have the code sample in it. So going from the top, toolbar, plus that. Now I don't know why it's plus that. But what I'll do, bang, code sample. Now this is the card description. So I should, just give me 2 seconds, npm run watch. So I'm just compiling all that JavaScript. Hopefully nothing fails. Whilst I'm doing that, I'm going to mess up the cube. All right, we've got 2 errors at the moment. The SAS login, undefined variable. From node module SAS login, errors in login. Oh, I don't have that variable in the login. How long have I been developing this app? Well, depends where you want to actually call it. So I started back in 2016, long time ago. However, back in August 2020, I decided to scrap it all and rewrite it using Django and VueJS instead of just pure Django. So yeah, I've been at it for a while. Sorry, I'm just solving this cube. I get distracted quite often. So, I don't know. This looks like a bootstrap thing. There's nothing to do with me. Login. All right, let's have a look at our login CSS. Let's see if we've got to fix this. So I'm just going to quickly go over to SAS. We've got our login CSS. Oh, yeah, do we need grid? Sorry, the Webpack does take a little while on here. It's slow. Down to 1 error. Unable to locate the near beach node modules, tiny mouse plugins, paste. Don't know where that's gone, because I haven't touched it. Where's that node? Tiny mouse. This would be plugins. This I haven't even updated this. Paste. Yeah, I can't see it in there either. All right, that is something I've got to fix. But in the meantime, let's see if this is actually working. So what I've done is I've updated card description. So that will be under Kanban board. So we want to list all. We want to scroll down to our Kanban cards. We want to just double click on here, and then that's our description. But stuff is not working. This is why updating is a pain. Networking. I want headers. Tiny mouse models, DOM, model, min. Plugins, code sample, plugin. Oh, I've got to move that over. That's fine. Okay, that won't take too long, but we've got to figure out why the paste is not working. So what I want to do, go over here. Let's see if we, it's been a while since we've updated Tiny Mouse, I think. So let's go and update it. So I'm going to shrink everything. I'm going to go to our source. I'm going to go to our JavaScript, and I'm going to go, no, not source. We want a package.js. There's a big app. I can't even imagine the planning that went into this. I'm developing small apps for now. Oh, fair enough. There's nothing wrong with small apps. Near Beach started out like I said, back in like 2016, it started out as me sort of playing around with it, adding stuff in and all that kind of stuff. And then when I rewrote it, I started with the request for change module and only that. And then I kept building, bringing back in projects, tasks, and so forth like that. And I excluded quite a lot of different modules from Nearbeach when I did the rewrite. The main reason being is a lot of that stuff I excluded had nothing to do with project management system. They're best suited as plugins or extra tools. All right, now we need Tiny Mouse. Tiny Mouse Vue. All right, we might need to update this. So what we're going to do, npm JS. We're going to have a look in here. We're going to click on this. We're going to wait for it to load up. And all right, so one version though. Oh. Well, that's going to be a problem. Looks like they've gotten rid of it too. Alright. View integration, Tiny Mouse. Here's a quick start guide. I am... And hello, how are you? I hope you're going well. Oh God, I know. Just wait. Sorry, my brain's clicking. It's clicking. Skura. Okay. We all know how bad I am with names. I'm terribly sorry. I'm sorry, Ja. Tired, barely slept, and stressed. Done with my employer. Oh yes, Jason. Sorry about that. We all know I'm horrible with names. I need to hear them multiple times. So yes. I'm sorry that you're stressed and done with your employer. Well, that doesn't sound good. All right, so it looks like I am going to have to put in another bug, but a very critical bug, being like, yeah, we need to fix up Tiny Mouse's integration in Nearbeach now. Got to lose a week of pay coming up in July for a furlong, so that's fun. Oh, ouch! I'm sorry to hear that. That is definitely not fun. All right. For examples of clone the Tiny Mouse repository, for example, install the prerequisite. No, all right. Procedure. Yup. View create Tiny Mouse demo. All right. View create init. Tiny Mouse view. Oh no, wait. We've got that. All right. No. All right. I know what I've done wrong. I've got the wrong Tiny Mouse. There we go. I just had the wrong Tiny Mouse library. So versions 1.59, we've got 5.1, which is the latest. So I've got 5.0.1. So if I do that, that should be fine. One thing I do need to do is with the Webpack common, I need to copy over So we need to find the paste, but I also need to copy over the, so if I bang, 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 and change that to, what was the thing we're doing? So code sample. And then we just go code sample. Okay. Next thing I want to do is jump over here. Going to remove my package lock. I'm going to remove all my node. And then once that's done, I'm going to npm install again. And then we're going to run npm. I'm going to do prod. And we're going to find out where the pastes file has gone, where this paste information is. Yeah, that's weird how it's just disappeared. And what we'll do is we'll open up one of these. We'll go sites near beach. Right, like so. We'll open up our node modules once they appear. I am installing right. Oh yeah, it's just taking its time. Alright, it is done. npm run prod. Oh, npm run prod. May I cry here? Yes, certainly. I do have a cat. And she does get treats. What seems to be the problem? $11 cats. I've got one cat. My partner has one cat. I don't think my partner's cat's in here at the moment. And my cat isn't terribly smart. Oh, wait. She's eating the treat. V model is not iterable on pick list. Oh, all right. Give me 2 seconds. I think I know what's going wrong here. So, if you've got a pick list, I'm just trying to think where I've got a pick list. Sorry, give me 2 seconds. Please speak on lazy mode. Yes, I will. Don't you worry. I'm just trying to find a pick list. All right. Let's do a new project. Oh. I'll remove that breakpoint and hit play. Sorry, I've got to do npm run watch. Now it's still saying that paste is not there. Ooh, I'm gonna have to fix that. So in simple mode, your V model is not iterable. All right. I can think of one of two things where that is a problem. All right. Sorry, I've just got to refresh. I did do watch. Yep. Cool. So we're just going to go to the view. Ignore the fact that this isn't showing. So if we actually go to our components, got our stakeholder organization down here. So if we click on our stakeholder organization, we've actually got a model somewhere in there, all the group lists. Oh no, these are probably not the best places to point this out. All right. In a sense, I don't actually have my V a array or anything like that. Usually it is a string or it's an object. So for example, if I type in project name here, I select Near Beach organization there. If we click on new project, we'll have a look here. So the group model, okay, in this sort of case, the group model is an array because I can pick up multiple groups in here. So that an array makes sense there. It's an array of objects. So I put in 3 objects in there. It's only this lags sometimes. It's only picking up 1 at the moment. As for the description, that's not showing, but as you see, I don't know if you can tell, but that says project name there, and stakeholder model is a 1. I'm using 2. Oh, I don't know why you would have an array under an array. So it depends on how you're getting your data structure. So sadly I can't zoom in on the console log here. So let's say we've got an var a equals, let's say we've got an array, and then we've got an array under here where we've got, let's say 2, 3, 4. Let's just pretend you've got also another array under array. So it's essentially a 2-dimensional array, like so. So we've got one array, which is the first array, and then the second array. If we want to access the first array in there, we've got to go 0, like so. On Prime View, they said it's going to work. Don't know. So yeah, the only times I've ever used an array is when there's multiple for it. Otherwise, it's usually a string or an integer. So I've never used an array under array. I'm just having a look at Prime View. Sorry, I'll just bring this over here. See, I use Naive UI. Whatever you use is fine. I've just never used Prime View before. So you stated a pick list. So import pick list from Prime View pick list. All right, yep, cool. So you got those. Yep, sweet. So here you've got a pick list. You've got the V models is the products. Now I like to, this is just me, I like to state products model. And that way when you're looking at the variables, when you declare it, you're like, oh, that's going to be the model. List style, height. All right, cool. Data key ID. All right, cool. I haven't used this before, so I don't know what that does exactly. So we've got a template, source head available, template, target head, select. I don't know what these components do exactly, just because I haven't used this before. Slot props. And then slot props price item. Okay. Everything is working, but it's not going from one side to the other. So when you do something like this, and you're like, bang, bang. All right, so we've got template, available. Oh, okay, now I get it. So that's that, and then that's that. Oh, all right, cool. Do they have a paste bucket of this or anything like that? So yeah, they do. Toggle full code, view code, edit code, and sandbox. When I do, the console says vModel is not iterable. So when it's saying that, it means that essentially it's not an array, and that needs to be an array on array to fix it. Oh. All right, let's have a look at what's happening here. Now, does this have an ability for me to actually see these variables? Because that's going to help tremendously. So deploy live, GitHub, configure files, search, sandbox. I was hoping terminal console problems, so terminal, localhost, yada yada yada, console, Vite connected, yep, problem, passing expected token. All right, and damn, I just want to see those variables. So temp item slot props. Where is slot props? So we've got V products. All right. All right, here we go. And then data. Then, all right, so what I'm going to do, sorry, I should be explaining what I'm going to do. First off is I'm going to see if I can split this out so I can add in a console log data, just to see what the structure of data is. We executed no sandboxes in server container. This is still beta, so we require you to sign in before you can fork. All right, let's just sign in with GitHub. Yep, authorize, yep. Correct. Please check it. I am a full stack and just education in this sort of case. Why is it not allowing me to? Okay. Let's save this. How do I save? How do I save? Never thought a cat could teach Vue 3. Fair enough. Essentially what I want to do is I want to see this structure of the data, because what's actually happening is whatever that data is, it could be an array or it could be an object. So I'm just trying to figure out what that is. And the problem is I can't frickin' save. Can I console log save? How the hell do I save? Get production small, go to definition, no definition, product services, go to definition, product services, we're importing it at services, production services, so we're going in here, let's go to the source. All right, get production, so it is, okay, cool. So, and hey, Nocturnal, yeah, Control S was just not working. All right, so what's actually happening is, if I break this down into smaller stuff, so let's comment all that out. So on mounted, what's actually happening is we're stating the products.value equals, we've got our first array, we've got our array of data which we get from the back end, and then we've got an empty array like so. So if we did something like this, we can't even save here or anything like that, which is great. Do you want to, yes, let's leave page. So I think you're close. Now what's happening? We want to open up source. We want to open up our Vue app. I'm just going to comment this out and actually show you what is happening to products. Got value. All right. So this products has it's an object with a sub value of value, or sub key, or whatever key of value. And then that will equal, so I'm just doing that. So the first array would be of those objects. So under services, so it would be one of these objects. I'm just going to copy one. I'm going to paste it in. And then after that initial data, we've then got a blank array. So that must be the other side. So if we hit save now we've got one here. So that's how it's set up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep doing that. Sorry. I'm actually going to click on this. I'm going to scroll all the way down. I'm actually going to nab two of these and I'm going to put them on the other side. So going down here, so this second array, I'm going to paste them in like so. I'm just going to neaten this up. I'm going to hit save. And now you'll see two appear on the other side, like so. Hopefully that helps. Can I share this with you? Let's actually find out. I'm just going to open up a private window. I'm just going to, sorry, it just bounced on my other screen. My God, that was the weirdest bug ever. Looks like I can. Doing your own code? Okay, cool. So, yeah, one thing to check out, make sure that your variable dot value, and then do the array, and then do the two nested arrays inside. So, yeah, that's what, without looking at your code, is a guess. What's gone wrong? Anyway, getting back into this. Okay, we need to fix up all this tiny mouse stuff. All right. I use this on data return on in mounted. Yes, so I've got to open this up. What I'll do, so if I just remove all the confusion, so if I remove all this and do this, so what's actually happening here is that what it's doing is it's going product, get product small. So we've got exported constant product services up here, get products data. And we've got get products small. We've got other sort of things in here. So this is just a little, think of it as a static API. So it'll return data. So once it does that, we're getting that data that it comes back, and we're running this little tiny function here. This can actually be written in a slightly different way. So some people like to do it like this. The data equals, and then instead of having it like that, they might actually have it something like this. So that's actually a function. And if you have it like this, you can actually have something like console log data, and then you can sort of console log out the data like that. So that way, if you've got the console over here, it will just work. And in this sort of case, it didn't like that. Bad gateway. That's not fun. Not because of the console log, right? And just double checking that I haven't screwed up everything. Let's... Oh. No, it's just saying bad gateway. Don't know why. F5, yep. So yes, this data in itself will be an array. Make sure that you've got your model.views equals that without losing code. It's fine. All right, so I've just got to go back to this. I've got to fix up these. These are going to be a critical bug at the moment. So I've got to find out why the TinyMouse plugins paste is not working. I'll hopefully have a system to run my Golang stuff I've been working against next week. Oh, nice. What are you doing with the Golang, if you're allowed to say? So I want, sorry, I'm just looking for Near Beach, no modules, TinyMouse plugins paste. So TinyMouse plugins, and paste is no longer in here, which is really weird. So TinyMouse plugins paste. So we have all that. We've got that. Don't say they moved it to a premium plugin. That would be really annoying. Because we've got preview, we've got page break, we don't have paste. And it was in here just before. All right. So what I'm going to do is, where's my Webpack comment? I'm just going to comment out this one line for the moment. That should stop the compiler errors. It's getting values from the NIC of Kate clusters for testing precision time protocol, but needs a very specific NIC. A lot of that went over my head. I know, Kate, NIC. Oh, what's the NIC again? Sorry, acronyms. Computer. All right. Network interface card. Okay. Or network interface controller. Network interface card. All right, cool. So it's getting values from the network interface card of Kate's Kubernetes clusters for testing precision time protocol. Oh, okay. But it needs to be a very specific network interface card. Is that to make sure, out of curiosity, is that meant to make sure that the time is precise and not out by a few millimeters here and there? Which I learnt is a common problem. Okay, so we want to go to our Near Beach project. I'm just going to go reload. Failed to load model DOM models DOM model.ms. All right. Yeah, I'm just going to go bang. Angular tiny mouse failed to load module. I can drop calls and stuff if drifts between server becomes too large, hence use of PTP. Okay. I know PTP. Peer-to-peer. Yeah. One acronym I know. It's a winner tonight. The issue is that TinyMouseMinute is trying to load model.js, but your server cannot find the file. All right, cool. So it looks like we just need to find model.js. That should be under models. There we go. And then I just need to include that at the template level. Precision time protocol. All right. That was close. All right, node modules, tiny mouse. Okay, cool. Skins. This will belong after this. I like doing this in alphabetical order. So from node modules, and then we want modules. Tiny mouse and then modules. That should actually go before everything, but we'll fix that up in 2 seconds. So tiny mouse, and then we'll do that, and then we'll do that. And then what we need is the template. So we want views, we want the, not the views, sorry, the templates. Nib each template, and then we need the partials, and then I think we need the head. And here it is up here. So we'll need, now the paste plugin doesn't exist anymore, so I'm gonna comment that out for a bit, but at the same time, I'm gonna comment it, instead of paste plugin, we are doing the other plugin. So plugins, and then it is code sample. So I'm a bit all over the shop at the moment, I do apologize. So we want code samples in there, we want code sample in there. Double check everything is, oh, no, it'll be just plugin. All right, no, sorry. Plugin. And once again, we need to put this in alphabetical order. We also need to put in, I'm just pasting it at the top. We need to comment out all of this. Tiny mouse, modules. Models, sorry. Models, DOM, and then we want model min JS. All right. And that's at the head, which should be fine. So if we reload this page, we will get, now that might be because we haven't actually recompiled. Oh, and we need to webpack comment. We need to go in here. We need to code sample to code sample. Yep, sweet. And models to models. Yep, sweet. And then something's jumping up and down. I'm going to go cancel that. I'm going to go bang like that. And I'm going to go over here and I'm going to refresh. All right. And now we've got this up and running again. So we've got our tables, which is great. Got our background color. We've got our usual sort of stuff. We don't have our code yet, but if I go over here and reload here, and we have it over here. Now, I don't like how it's like that, but that's something we can fix up very quickly. So, just fix that up. Now, the paste should be working. Right, give me 2 seconds. Console. Let's just make sure I didn't do that. Yeah, the paste functionality is not working. So going back into here, let's plugins. Anchor, auto-link, auto-resize, char mat, code sample. Now code is, I don't know what it does, but code sample, we should be able to be like, all right, cool, we can, we can screw up. Oh, all right, something's not working here. Full screen images. It might be image now that we need to actually implement instead of paste. But we should be able to copy and paste other stuff. So for example, if I just go over here and I copy this and I go over here, I should be able to paste that in perfectly fine. It looks like the images aren't. So if I double click image of socks, I go over here, let's say I go bang, bang, bang. I paste it in, it doesn't work. Oh, have they changed all their plugins and stuff like that? All right, I think this is, we've got an issue. Update to Tiny Mouse has broken the plugins. Currently, we are not able to paste codes. We can't drag and drop images. Oh, that might be. No, we can drag and drop images into here. No, we can't do it at the project level. Sorry, you can't do it there, but you can do it here because it doesn't have an ID to connect to. Yep, can't paste images. Can't paste images. It looks like they have restructured their plugins folder. For example, paste no longer exists. We'll need to redo this, which is sad. This priority is going to be a showstopper. This is going to need to be done. It has just passed 10 o'clock here. I'm probably going to call it at the moment. This is everything. Cool. New Beach application. Oh, yep. Cool. All right. Let's find someone to raid. All right. It's been a while making rolly cubes. So let's raid Bad Cop.
View. Oh no. Oh no.
And just as, we're rating, we hear the word view.
It's been nice knowing you, but I have to ban you now.
Anyway, thank you very much, everyone, for coming tonight. It has been wonderful. We got some bugs done, but we found even more bugs, which, these things happen. So hopefully over the weekend I can fix some things. So hopefully on the weekend I can fix the tiny mouse stuff and all that other sort of stuff. We're currently sitting on at, let's have a look. It's saying 35 at the moment. Let's wait for it to actually 37 bugs. So let's knock a few more out of there. So yeah. Anyway, thank you very much, everyone, and have a great evening, day, or wherever you are.
Wait. Everybody pause. Pause what you're doing. I have an idea. Look at this. Usage without hooks